Well, hello, everybody. Like Chad said, my name is Megan Strimbu, and I am Kaleem's daughter. Kaleem is our wonderful CEO of Tima, and I am happy to be here. I have actually been with the company now for about 2 years, and I could not think of doing anything else. I'm happy to have you all be here to learn a little bit more about social media, whether you have, whether you're pros and just need a little refresh, or if, you're newbies. We're happy to have everybody. I'm definitely open to questions, so definitely keep that chat going. I'm sure Chad and I will be kind of
on the questions thing, folks. I interrupt horribly, Ashley. Just real quick, your questions, if you can put them in the chat box, that'd be great. Don't be afraid to jump in there, but try to toss them in the chat box where you can. I don't want to impede the conversation. But if there's something that's kind of forward looking or down the road or a big question, assert in the chat, I'll kind of gather those up for Megan. That way she can kind of address them in a more efficient way.
Beautiful. Also, Chad, I'd love for you to, chit chat with me while I'm doing the presentation. I'm happy to have you join in and have
I'm a little timid, but I'll do my best.
I know. I need you to break out of your shell a little bit. So anyway, I'm happy to have you all here. But with that, we can pull this up. Give me 1 second. Pull up the screen. All right. Let's see here. So can everybody, Chad, we're good?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. All right. Social Media 101. Welcome, everybody. All right. So we are, pardon? All right. So let's just start with the basics here. So these are our social media
in that box right there.
We have Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest,
that's all it was,
YouTube,
right?
Twitter. I do know that TikTok isn't on here, but these are kind of our main ones that we like to talk about here at Tima. And so we're going to go over most of these today. The ones that we kind of won't be going over are Pinterest and YouTube. Pinterest is more of, a platform where you can use those photos. It's kind of image based, so we're not going to have a whole lot of lead or engagement from it. But if it works for you, use it. Same with YouTube. It is a lot harder to get those leads, get a lot of engagement from YouTube. So we tend to stick away from it. But Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram, we're going to be talking a whole lot about today. So we'll keep going. Just a little bit on kind of why to use social media. We really believe that social media is our future. Everybody uses social media, or most people use social media every single day. And that's going to be, for our foreseeable future. So, getting people to see your agency awareness, that's going to be your highlight. You want people to know who you are. You want to get your name out there. Brand awareness is going to be huge. So building agency awareness, big number one. Obviously, and number two is driving that engagement and that participation. This is where, you're going to have people liking your photos, liking those videos. That's where you're going to get your leads, everything far and in between. So that's also our big number two. And number three is going to be, generating that social conversation. You want people to be talking about travel. We want people who are excited about travel, people who are going to come to your agency and really be excited to go on a vacation. So also that goes along with your sales leads. Chad, I don't know if you wanted to add on anything about why to use social media, but those are my top three.
I tell you, I'll jump in there real quick. So me and Kalina had some debates on this topic. Okay, so I'm a big believer in cognitive domain, priming your audience, right? So I always felt that social media is an opportunity to show your flavor, demonstrate your authenticity, and then just, through persistence, let people know what you do, and thereby enhancing the effectiveness of your more tactical efforts. Let's say email. Colin kind of has a different view on that, but what I've kind of evolved to understand is purpose. You need to know why you're there to begin with. So there's different reasons that you're in social media, and these are great ones, but understand that you have to decide why you're there before you know what you need to do. I think is what she's trying to teach me.
I think that my favorite thing about that, actually, Chad, is we're going to head right here. And if you look and see purpose and ability, it's right there. So I'm thrilled you have. I know, I'm thrilled you said it. So that's going to be, you need to just like Chad said. So you need to set expectations for your social media.
Crawl Space
So
Ninja is the best, but they're going to be expensive.
Hey, real quick, folks, I'm going to have to mute everybody.
I mean,
because,
I don't know.
I guess Amanda's
Crawl
having
Space
some
Ninja, I know is the
problems.
best, but other than that, there's not anybody we know personally.
But is Amanda available to work today, do you think? Can everybody please mute themselves? There we go. Thank you.
Beautiful. Perfect.
Go ahead.
All right. No, you're great. That's the reality of Zoom. All right. So kind of going back. So just like Chad said, purpose and ability. You guys need to, establish what your purpose is for being on each social media platform. And you don't just have to say just because you should or you have to. You don't have to be on every social media platform. A lot of people aren't, and that works for so many people. We actually recommend not being on all of them because it can be so hard to manage every single one and excel in every single one. So, and that kind of leads me into, are you willing to take that time to plan? You need to make sure that you're really honing in and making sure that you have the time to focus on what your goals are, what you want to have. And that leads me into my third kind of little outcome here is, what are your goals for each social media platform? Do you just want that engagement? Do you want people just seeing what you sell? Do you, if your niche is destination weddings or anything romance, do you just want people to know that you're there? Do you want to gain leads? Do you want engagement? Do you just want to start that conversation? Do you want people, chit-chatting about different destinations that they've been on, different, destination weddings that they went to, etc. So you kind of have to figure out what your expectations are for your social media. And consistency is key right here. So the best thing about social media is that the more consistent you are, if you are posting very consistently, then you're going to have a higher view because you're going to be posting more. So consistency is key. But with that, we'll head on to the next slide. I don't know if Chad, you want to jump in? Good. Perfect. So what platforms should you be using? I have a little graph here just to kind of go over what percentage of people are using which social media platform. Obviously, Facebook is going to come in at number one, and we'll have some more statistics later on of how many people are using Facebook, how many people are, using each one, and which ones are going up and which ones are going down. We'll go through all of that, but I just kind of wanted to show you guys that Facebook is going to be our number one, which will lead us into Facebook. So I'll do a little overview and then kind of go over how you guys should be posting on Facebook. So things that you should be focusing are Facebook groups, your following, Facebook ads, videos, and getting leads. So we're going to go over kind of each one of those pretty quickly as we go through the presentation. So Facebook groups are going to be the best thing for you. Facebook is going to be the best social media platform where you want leads and engagement. We've done a bunch of research here at Tima that show us that Facebook is going to be the number one where you will get people who are going to find those or who are going to sign up for, emails, people who are going to want to see those newsletters, join Facebook groups, etc. So as far as Facebook groups go, when you go and you create a Facebook group, it's going to be, oops, sorry. So for Facebook groups, the best thing about it is you need to create a Facebook name that is going to have people want to join. So when let's say that you are someone who knew absolutely nothing about travel. You're not going to go on Facebook and start typing in an agency because you wouldn't have, I would have no idea what agency name to even look up. So the things that people are going to look up are, destinations to Europe in 2022 or cruising in 2022, etc. These are the things that people are going to want to look up, join the Facebook group, and that's what you guys should be really practicing. You guys can be posting all of your offers in there. You can be posting everything, and then it can go back and lead to your business page. But a business page is what you're going to want to have as kind of your backbone, your skeleton. It's really great to have for people to then click on, and it'll bring them back there. That can have all of your information, your phone number, your email, your logo, etc. But Facebook groups are going to be number one. They're going to be key to getting leads and getting engagement. And then going off about that is you shouldn't have more than probably 1 to 3 Facebook groups. Figure out your niche and figure out what you should be selling. Figure out what you're good at selling. People want someone to sell them travel when they're an expert. If you sell, I mean, and you can sell all of travel, but when you're doing really, when you have an expert in just a couple of those things, it makes people feel better about purchasing from you. So then that kind of leads me into your following. People have a whole thing about FOMO. And if you don't know what FOMO is, it is fear of missing out. You know, have you noticed that people want to join groups or join pages that have a lot of followers because they want to know, hey, what did they know that I don't? You know, it's a big part of it. It's really great when you have a bunch of people, so that you can just keep getting more engagement and then more conversations start flowing. That leads me back to kind of why you should, or having those set expectations. So getting that following is really great for you in your Facebook groups. Then we move on to Facebook ads. Facebook ads are probably my favorite thing that we do here at TEMA, just because they are kind of a quick turnaround, and I mean, anybody can do them. Think about when you think about a phone case and you just think about it, and then suddenly it pops up onto your screen and you don't even know how it got there. Facebook uses the same technology that, you know, that does. When you're scrolling and you stay on one page a little longer, you know, it's going to show you more things just about that. So that's the same thing that Facebook ads will do. So you should be using them to, you know, be selling your offers, getting promotions, selling cruises, hotels, sandals, anything, river cruising, because then you will get those leads so much quicker than a Facebook group or, you know, word of mouth referral, because these people are already interested in what you're selling. So when they sign up for it, you already get their email, you send out a quick email follow up, and you say, hey, let's hop on a call. Let's, you know, get started and get you on a trip. So, I mean, Facebook ads are great. Chad, I know you're hopping in.
Yeah. So pay-per-click, I've been doing it since, well, forever. I remember when Google went online. So pay-per-click. Now, what I figured out is this: organic travel or traffic is epic. We all want free traffic, right? The worst thing in the world, though, is for that traffic to get away from you. Okay, you got too much business. Doesn't happen very often, especially in travel. There's too much competition. Okay, but what I found to be a great strategy is if you can try to get 20 to 30% of your business coming organically, plus another 20 to 30% coming from referral, word of mouth, you know, that kind of stuff. Then you can use pay-per-click ads to spike and push traffic when you need it. Conversely, let's say you're just getting started. You don't have any organic foundations. There's another great time to start spending a little bit of money. Look, I am the cheapest man in Jacksonville. That's my wife. I'm proud of that fact. That's because when I need money to run an ad, I want to have money to run an ad. Sometimes you pay a few bucks to kind of get things started, but understand where paid advertising fits in your overall marketing strategy, because it is there. It has to be there,
from this,
and it may be a big part of it.
Form.
So just be ready
just
to
email back and say we're not requiring a form, because the last form
if you folks
from
will
Dr.
excuse
Schuler
me, I have to mute everybody
basically
again. 1 second, please.
kept you disabled through October 27th. He said, well, Dr. Schuler wants to do an update. You know, he can write a note, but I was like,
Megan, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to mute everybody. You're the host right now.
I was gonna say, give me 1 second. I think I can.
I'll go with her.
There we go. Didn't mean to mute you.
So am I unmuted now?
Yeah.
There we go. So I'm so sorry to do that. Anyway, the point is pay-per-click is in your strategy. It needs to be there. Why and to what degree is the choice you're going to have to make. So I just want to kind of throw that out there to understand it's both the strategic and tactical uses, and it's going to save you a lot of money and grief. That's it. Making you there? Oh, let me see if I can unmute her real quick.
Looks like she's frozen also.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, she's trying to reconnect. The question was asked, what is pay-per-click? So that's a pay-per-action. So I give you, looks like she's trying to reconnect right now. So basically pay-per-click is this. I place an ad and I pay for it every time you click on it. So newspaper advertising, traditional advertising used to be cost per impression. Okay, so I've got a newspaper with 1 million subscribers, so you get 1 million impressions. What's an impression? Well, it's somebody maybe saw it, but did they do something with it? So the great evolution in marketing was pay-per-click advertising. So now I get to pay per action. So it can get very expensive to get away from you, and that's what Megan's here for. But I just wanted to kind of emphasize that you have to understand where it fits into your strategy, and to what degree. But it is going to be a part of your strategy, I promise. Megan, are you back with us?
Yeah, sorry about that. I think my internet went out for a second, but I am back.
Not a problem. I was just mumbling on, just how I do. But it's back on you. I was just trying to kind of reinforce with them to understand
That's great.
the strategic and tactical appropriateness of PPC and whatnot. I think you're heading in that direction.
Yes, absolutely. And that ends with getting leads. Those pay-per-clicks that's where you're going to get, a good chunk of your leads. A lot of people, if referrals works for your entire company, then stick with it. We always say, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And that's, I think, the biggest thing to follow is leads. Doing a Facebook ad is a great way to get those extra leads if that's what you're looking for, or maybe diving into a new market. Let's say you're really interested in breaking into the river cruising. Do a river cruise ad and see what happens, and see if that works out for you, then that's fantastic. But it's just something to think about. But it's a great way to get leads, is kind of my end all about that. As you can see down kind of on this little chart down below, 93% of social media marketers that use paid ads use Facebook ads. And that is a lot. It's where, you're going to get a majority of them. It's where people are using. That is where all the ads are. For most of us, I'm sure most of you do have a Facebook, and if you don't, just kind of follow along here. But if you're scrolling through Facebook, you're going to see a sponsored ad, or, something like a little shopping ad. They're everywhere. So definitely kind of consider that one when you're thinking about using a Facebook ad or using Facebook in general. That's going to kind of lead us into Instagram here. So the things to be focusing on Instagram are going to be videos and hashtags. I'll get to it later, but videos are going to be, they get 75% more engagement than photos. The reason for that is because, when you're watching a video, you're going to look at the video, look down at the caption, look at that video, and look down at the caption. So you're going to maintain that viewer's view for so much longer. And we highly recommend posting videos, using videos. And that also includes doing Instagram lives, Facebook lives. People love to watch videos, 10 out of 10. Hashtags. So people used to think that hashtags, you needed all of the hashtags. We actually just found out recently through kind of some research that we did, that using 3 to 5 hashtags is better than using the allocated 30 that you can use on Instagram. So definitely keep that in mind, 3 to 5. But there are 1 billion Instagram users worldwide. The big thing about Instagram that we kind of think here at TEMA is, and this is kind of what I mentioned about Pinterest as well. Pinterest and Instagram are going to be image based. It's going to be a lot harder for you to get leads. It's going to be a lot harder for you to get engagement from these two platforms. If it works for you, that's fantastic. But we find that it doesn't work for as many of our users. It's going to be perfect for that, conversational, just image-based using platform, so that they can just watch something or, just scroll, but it's not going to get you any engagement or leads. That's kind of, let's see. It gets more interaction, but it doesn't get any leads. So that little fun fact right there is 4 times more interactions. It's a lot better for interactions. You're going to get more likes than probably on Facebook, but less leads. Okay. And this is kind of what I mentioned earlier. So use videos. They have 75% more engagement rate. But the best thing about a video is to let the video speak for you and then put your offer and put the details right up in the caption. Make that video something that they really want to watch, something that captures them. So this is my little screenshot of just kind of an example of what we do. So we put that little offer up here, and then we make a little fun video that's probably don't do anything longer than a minute. We recommend like 30 seconds or less because people's attention spans are so short. So, keep them interested, keep them engaged, but get them to the offer. All right, so then we're kind of going to go into Twitter. Here at Team Up, we are not huge on Twitter just because, the growth is slowing, it's going down. A lot of other social media platforms are on the rise. Twitter is headed down, and you have to post so much more on Twitter than you would on Instagram or Facebook to get half of the engagement, interactions, leads, etc., than you would on Twitter. Which also kind of leads me into that second point that I have here is no analytics. So with the other platforms, they give you very, very easy data to read and to figure out exactly what is happening with your post and what, how many clicks you're getting, how many interactions you're getting, how many people stayed on it, how long they've stayed on it. Twitter has none of that. So it makes it a lot harder for you to track how well you're doing on the platform, which, it creates a little harder use because there's no statistics to see how well you're doing or how well your posts are doing or your engagement, etc. Also, the only thing that they show is how many followers or following you have. And you can see here, Twitter is all the way down here. And so we don't recommend Twitter. Like I said, if it does work for you, then happily keep using it. We just don't recommend it here at Team Up. All right, so we are going to keep heading onto LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is going to be the absolute best way for you to connect with those business professionals. That is kind of an untapped market that a lot of people forget about. This is a group of people who are very, they're intelligent, they have the money to do so, and they have that higher income level and they have the time to spend on vacations. So we highly recommend using LinkedIn. We actually put it as our number 2. We do Facebook, LinkedIn, and then Instagram's our number 3 because there's a higher rate of people who would say yes. You also can run ads on LinkedIn and they do very well. Excuse me. Kind of going off on that is LinkedIn is a great place also to use groups. A lot of people don't realize that they can use groups on LinkedIn, but Facebook actually kind of got the idea of using groups from LinkedIn, which is kind of a little fun fact. And I threw that down there at the bottom of the screen. If you look, and they've actually been around 10 years longer than Facebook groups. So they're more developed. They have also no restrictions. Facebook has a few more restrictions on what you can post, how long your post can be, how long your video, how many photos, etc. LinkedIn is going to have a lot less restrictions. So they want you to sell. That's kind of the point, because it is a business platform. They want you to be selling your agency, those offers, those promotions. So we highly recommend LinkedIn. Chad, I don't know how much you know about LinkedIn. What do you think?
So if I want to get a whole bunch of random conversations started, I go post in LinkedIn. Okay. What I find, well, I think that's because of, my position here in the company, I get a lot of solicitations. What I find though is if somebody reaches out to me with something that shows that maybe they know me, or maybe they did a little research outside of what's on my LinkedIn profile, they did something a little personal, the virtual equivalent of walking across the room and shaking my hand, then I'll reply. But you're right. It is it's a different mindset in there. It's more of an executive mindset for a lot of people. I want an executive summary. I want it quick. I want it personal. I want it real. As soon as I smell smoke, I'm out and I'm not talking to you again. I ain't got time for that in a business environment. So it is a different voice you speak with. While it's a little harder to climb, I think once you do get somebody's attention in there, I think they're more engaged. All that's very anecdotal for me. I'm still kind of learning the LinkedIn thing. A lot of it's noise, or a lot of it was noise for me, but it's becoming, over the past year or two, a much better environment, I think. So I think I'm going to be doing more work in there myself.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying, is it's an untapped market. You know, there are these people that we have people who aren't going to be on Facebook that much because, you know, they're working late, they're on LinkedIn, they're looking for those connections. And so it's definitely a market where people can kind of start shifting to. All right, so this is kind of, I'm going to give you guys, I know I've done kind of an overview of each, you know, social media platform. I kind of want to give you an example of how to be posting, what to be posting. So right here, you can see the text. So you need to have, in the first 5 words, you need to have a offer, you need to have something to catch them, a hook, a call to action, etc. You need to have something that makes them want to stop scrolling on their phone, their computer, etc., to stop and look at what you're posting. That is in the first 5 words.
Okay, so I got to chime in on that one. Look, so if y'all been listening to my branding, my marketing, and my advertising courses over the years, you know there's only one question that has to be answered, right? What's in it for me? We're all self-centered people. That's just the nature of humanity. It's not a bad thing. We just want to know what's in it for me. Even if it's the opportunity to do something nice for somebody, that's what's in it for me. Those first few words have to answer that question. There has to be something in there that tickles them, that they react to, that they connect to, that they want or need. And she's giving you the recipe right here. Everything after that is dependent on this. So you have to get it right. You have to cause them to stop scrolling.
That is correct. That is exactly what I'm saying right over here. These are kind of our top things. You know, you need to give a fantastic offer. You need to say, just like Chad said, what is in it for them? You know, what's going to make them stop and be like, oh, I do want to see that. And so that's what's going to be that first line, critical. Then you're going to get into that add an offer. We find that if something is inspirational, if something, you know, warms someone's heart, that's what's going to keep someone on the, you know, keep reading longer because it makes them feel better about it. Very emotional. So then also, you know, as I said earlier, put a video in there. We really recommend it. And so then you're also going to be putting that offer. So, you know, also make it clear, let us book for you. Like, let us take away the pain of booking a trip. You know, act like you're making their life easier, take a weight off of them. And so that's what's going to be, you know, really selling. You want to sell to them, you want to cater to them. So that's what you should be doing when you're creating an offer, creating an inspirational post, etc. And this can go for groups as well. If you're posting in your group page, this is also very important to do. And we will head on. Have a marketing strategy overview. So I have 3 steps. These are the 3 steps that I've kind of come up with for any travel agent. I highly recommend this. Number 1, branding. This for your social media, make sure that your username is going to be the same across all of your channels if possible. You need to make it easy for people to find you. So when you go and you sign up for Facebook, Instagram, you know, LinkedIn, make sure that all of the @ and then whatever you're, you know, like let's say beach travel, @beach travel. Make sure it's all the same. It's exactly spelled the same because people need to be able to find you. Make sure that's very similar with your website. So branding, good branding matters. This kind of goes, step number 2 goes along with branding. So be sure that you have a logo across all of your platforms that match. Make sure the color scheme is very, you know, similar across all platforms. people need to figure out how to find you. And that goes into step number 3, as past the branding, past the marketing part. If you don't know what to post, remember these 3 things and write them down: inspiration, information, and then an offer. So these are 3 things that you should be posting. This isn't all at once. These are 3 different posts. Travel is meant to sell. That is the point of travel. If you're not comfortable selling in every post, then that's okay. That's when you use this. You do an inspirational post. You do, look at Hawaii. Isn't it beautiful this time of year? Wouldn't you love to be, surfing the wonderful waves of Hawaii? Then you go to information. Look at the 10 top best hotels in Hawaii, and then you link an article. And then you follow up with an offer. This is 3 different posts, and you can do them in 3 days. So in that 3rd post, that's when you're throwing in that offer. The one just like this is what you should be doing on that 3rd post. So inspiration, information, and then offer. When you don't sell something, you're a blogger, you are a travel agent, you're a travel advisor. People want to see what's available to purchase. They want to know what is out there. That's why they want to see it. That's why they want to come to you. So I also mentioned this last time, brand awareness. So I always like to tell people this one: always be the top of someone's mind. You want to be at the front of their mind. You want to be selling them a trip. You want to keep reminding them why they want to be going on vacation. Brand awareness is the level of a consumer consciousness of a company and measures the potential customer's ability to not only recognize a brand image, but also associate it with a certain company's product or service. This is huge. So then we go to be sure to adapt. Social media is changing every single day. Twitter could be going downhill today and be on the rise tomorrow. You just never know. So be sensible. This is, your beginning steps. Make a plan, try new things, watch those numbers, see how well you're doing. If, you post something and the engagement is down and you see that something else is doing really well, do a little bit more of that and see why it's working, see what portions of that are working, because, that's why you can adapt to see what works best for you, what sells best for you. Then be flexible. Definitely make the leap. Try something new that you didn't know that you might do. Try something else. Dig deeper and push more with your database. So, send out newsletters, grow your email base, and really, start sending out offers. People have to see something 3 times to, have it at the top of their head. So if you send out 3 email pushes about Hawaii, someone's going to be like, oh, I did see something about Hawaii. I really do want to go. I should call that agent, or that advisor. So, and then I don't know if Chad, you have any more input on that, because I was going to jump into what we do a little bit about Tima.
The marketing for the DIY tool and all that. So the agent's marketing dashboard, that's you guys. We also have the Mag MMS toolbox, where we try to bring in the education and supporting materials and additional marketing materials for the blasts that are going out through your MMS service. Also, what we're trying to do is bring everything kind of together for you. What we find is agents wander off. How many of you had an idea and 2 hours later you're no place closer to it and you're off, you hung a hard left, right? So we're trying to bring everything together for you so that you can execute your tactical marketing initiatives in an efficient, effective way. Tima extend this by giving you more resources to work with, but by assembling them in a really thematic way, it makes sense. So you can just kind of grab and go. Now, are they designed to be your final product? They can be. Can you improve them? Absolutely. Can you retain Tima to make it totally custom? Yes. So consistent with everything we do, you can do it yourself. You can do it with some help, or you can have a pro do it. And everything we're talking about here today is designed to fit within those parameters. So there's lots of great resources in there. Use them. Then if you find them wanting, you can pay Tima to improve them. You can do it yourself. This is just designed to get you out there and cooking without reinventing the wheel. And then also to extend what you're doing with professional level assets.
Absolutely. That was a perfect way to explain it. I also want to let people know, I mean, yeah, obviously, like Chad said, you don't have to use us. Definitely use your marketing portal. That is highly recommend. There's a bunch of amazing things in there. And I've realized that some people don't know what a social media pack is. A social media post pack is going to be photos, captions, hashtags, everything that you need to post. We just give it to you. It is literally handed on a platter, and it is designed in every social media platform. So you and the different dimensions, so that it's perfectly set for you. All you have to do is copy, paste, download the photo, and post it. So I just want to throw that out there because a lot of people don't know what it is. Also use socialmediaexaminer.com. If you don't want to use use us as to help you a lot, Social Media Examiner has everything you need to know about marketing. It also has each different platform and different articles, and we highly recommend it. We use it. Definitely check it out, socialmediaexaminer.com.
And just real quick, I want to jump in. So it sounds like I'm trying to talk you guys into not working with Tima. That's not the case. So it's always the case that I want to give you a buffet. I want to hand you a plate. I want to tell you the chicken's really good. Okay. It's up to you to decide what to put on the plate. What are the advantages of working with Tima? Skilled people inside, a lot of passion, a lot of energy, great methodology, flexibility, and they're already in this vertical. Okay. I've been in IT for a long time. I tell people I'm in IT. They say, oh, great. Can you come program my VCR? I haven't been able to fix this thing since 1999. Okay. So I do electronics, I do IT, but VCRs aren't necessarily my specialty. I'll figure it out eventually, but it's not my specialty. So you can go to these really broad marketing resources and get lots of great information. You can also go to a highly focused resource within your vertical, travel, that's going to have more specialized knowledge. Both have benefits. Just decide on what you're after and how what benefits you need to get to what you're after. What I find is that explaining the travel industry to a graphic artist, it takes a minute. It takes a little work. By the time I explain it to them, I might have just done it myself. You know what I mean? So time, money, expertise, make a decision. That's kind of where we're coming from.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, jumping off of that is we also we are able to help you in a bunch of different ways. We help you just tell you what to do. We, give you the things to do it. We could help guide you through it, and you just give it all to us and we do it all for you. We also want to help you. We want you to do your best in the travel industry. And that's kind of our goal. So, why not let us help you do it is kind of our thing. Yeah, about that.
No, absolutely.
So, and I did put it on the last site, but it's tima.travel. For if you wanted to look us up a little bit more. It's also over here. And if you want to email me, please do. I also want to answer all of the questions you guys have. I just want to put this on the page so that you guys have it available to you. There's that. And I'm the business development manager here at Tima. So you would be talking to me on tima.travel. At the top, it says schedule a consultation. Even if you don't want to buy anything, you just want to talk through your business, you want to talk through your social media, you want to talk through the Outside Agents website, the marketing dashboard, please just book a consultation with me and I'm happy to talk to you. You can book 30 minutes or an hour. It's free. So just hop on and grab time. That's my spiel about that.
Okay. So do we have any more questions?
Q&A.
Yeah. Did we? So Megan, I was sending some questions as we were going. Were you getting those?
I didn't even look.
They're in your chat client. They were coming through.
All right. Hold on. So, all right. So I have a Facebook business, Rebecca Ashworth. Hello. I have a Facebook business page that I post on, but not a group. Should I create a group as well? Absolutely. So like I mentioned, having a business page is a great backbone. Think of it as the skeleton to your Facebook. But do you remember when I said, so if I were somebody who knew absolutely nothing about travel, I'm not going to go on Facebook and I'm not going to go look up an agency because I just wouldn't even know where to begin. But when I think of a group, I can go type in, I can join different groups, and then you can lead them back to your business page. The best thing about a business page in a group is that you can be posting the exact same thing. So if you have followers in your business page, keep posting. Just keep posting things in your page and your business page and in your group. So yes, create a group, definitely. And invite your friend, invite your family, invite people that clients you've already had into that group so you can get a decent following. Chad said, yes, groups are key. Local, great. Let's see. I know there have been training on Facebook groups. There sure has. Where do we find it? That is on, Chad, I think that might be a you question. I know it's on OA.
Yeah, I posted it there. So it's on the Pro Series workshops. That's where we did one with Clea in the Facebook groups, which by the way was epic, almost as epic as this one. We also have it in the LMS, and we have more live trainings coming for you as well.
Beautiful. All right. So let's see. There also, Chad did mention this in the chat. I don't know if everybody saw it, so I will mention it. There are going to be more trainings with Colleen and I, and so definitely make sure you see those as well. We definitely want to.
Let me jump in on that. Let
Yeah.
me jump in on that real quick. So and I saw Colleen in the chat thing, so I hope she's listening. The point of these Pro Series webinars, I want to bring cool people in dirty boots and get them in front of you. Okay, so people I vetted that I know know what they're talking about. They've got the substance behind the appearance. Okay, and dirty boots means they've been there, done that, walked in the same mud you have. Okay, and just like Steve and I, we're here to work. Okay, I'm not going to sit up there in a tower and point people and tell them what to go do. I do tell people to do, but I'm saying I'll grab a shovel, I'll grab a hammer. It's time to get to work. Okay, that's what I like about Timo. Okay, so these trainings that we're doing on an ongoing basis, I told Colleen she's going to teach you guys all of her secrets, all of them.
That's true.
When she's done,
she knows a lot.
Yes, I want you guys to be able to do everything that she does. As you know, I want you to be able to do it. At the end of the day, I want her to show you everything. So there was a little resistance to that. Why would I show somebody, if I'm a magician, why would I show somebody how to do the trick? Well, if I can show you how to do the trick and still impress you, then I'm probably a really good magician. Okay, there's sometimes that you have somebody else do the work for you. So I want, over the course of these trainings, that I think we have 4 or 6 of them coming up, she's going to pull back the cover. She's going to show you how things work. And then you're going to be able to make that time, money, expertise decision as you move forward. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Back when we started off Outside Agents, we were winging it in a way I can't even explain how much we were winging it. Okay, our motto was don't look at the guy behind the curtain. Remember the Wizard of Oz? Okay, so we were doing websites, and the way I showed people, or I convinced people to buy websites through us, was by first of all giving them the facts. You don't want to get into maintaining a travel website. And everybody goes, oh yeah, I do. They didn't know what they were getting into. And then I would do a 30-minute training on how to make a website in Weebly. You know, everybody's heard of Weebly or Wix, right? So easy to do. After half an hour of watching me, 2/3 of them would buy the website because it made sense. I showed them how to do it. I showed them how to do it the right way. It only took 30 minutes for me to show them. And then they realized that there's times when you just have a professional do it, but at least they had the information in front of them to make an intelligent decision in that regard. So the training that we're bringing, I've got Colin and her crew coming through, pulling the covers back. I've got some global SVPs from Clea coming through to teach you guys about communications. I've got some friends of mine that know some marketing tricks themselves, going to come in and talk to you about communications, regardless of channel. So I'm trying to give you layers of the entire thing that is marketing, which includes communication, branding, and actual sales. So the next 6 to 8 weeks, I hope, will be some of the most information dense weeks at Outside Agents. And the nature of that information, that training, is going to continue to be a lot different than what we do, because I'm letting the pros, the experts, the cool people in dirty boots take the reins and run the show because they know what they're doing. So having said that, I want everybody to be in our next Pro Series. Please come through these. I think based on attendance and feedback, it's good stuff. Second, most importantly, I want to challenge each and every one of you here today to do something for me here. And you have to do it like I asked you to. I need you to, in the next 7 or fewer minutes from the time that we end this, 7 or fewer minutes to go log into tab and get yourself through to Tima and go spend 3 minutes looking around the page. So you got 7 minutes to get started. I need 3 minutes of your time for a total of 10 minutes. Why am I asking this? Because right now you guys have questions. Your mind is in a certain place. You have this information in your head. Go use it. Okay, you're going to have less of it in an hour. You're going to have even less of this information in 24 hours, that you've retained. So go out and check it out. Try it. Do something with it. And then join us for the next Pro Series, please. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everybody for being here. And unless I'm cutting anybody off, I want to go ahead and say goodbye. Wish you all a great week.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so much.
Bye, everybody.